Hello, Miss Rita.
Hi, Jane.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Just Start with Jane. You know, as Sue and I travel about the country creating great positive change in healthcare, we meet the most amazing people. In fact, we have, without a doubt, said the very best people work in healthcare. And if any of you manufacturing people want to put that to the test, I lay down the sword and the challenge right now. But across the country, there are those people that take our solutions and just really elevate them, really one-up them. And Rita Jury, my guest today, who happens to now be a full-time transformational specialist with Capstone Leadership Solutions, and she is definitely a patient experience expert. So there was no way, Jose, that I could do a whole month of Just Start on the patient experience without my friend Rita. So we're going to change it up a little bit. Instead of me asking all the questions, I'm going to let Rita tell a story. She's a very accomplished writer, a very accomplished storyteller, trains like we love to train with the rich storytelling of a life well lived and a career very, very well done. And so, Rita, you know that sometimes the positive communication standards are seen as fluff. Sometimes the positive communication standards are seen as robotic. And sometimes they're tasky, right? I mean, everything we ask our employees to do can somehow get like that. But I know that you've got a story to tell that will change people's minds about the positive communication standard of managing up.
I do. Thank you, Jane. I love managing up, by the way. And thank you for that wonderful introduction. You know, managing up is such a powerfully impactful tactic if it's done well. And we can treat every checklist like a checklist, but then what we'll get out of it is a checklist. And truthfully, do we want that for our people? Managing up is one of my favorite strategies because it's a transfer of trust. And it's a transfer of trust of my organization and of the people I work with to the patients who receive their care from us. I love to tell others about our mission and our values and the wonderful talent of our team, their attitudes and their good work. And why wouldn't I do that? It's a smart business strategy. Would any company say our product stinks or our colleagues are not good? Of course they wouldn't. So we're in a time in our history, our healthcare history especially, where there is such uncertainty, and managing up has never been a more important business strategies. People come into our building and they ask, what about this mask? 6 feet apart, hand hygiene again. Should I get the vaccine? Will the vaccine protect me against the variant strain of COVID? I've had my vaccine, why the mask? All of these are opportunities for us to manage up the decisions that are made by our government, our companies, our colleagues to try to keep them safe. So in this time of pandemic, we really had to cross-train people to do a lot of different roles, use equipment and skills that they'd never done before. And our staff had to step into some unfamiliar and uncomfortable spaces. And one of those, for example, that I'm going to share with you is something that I witnessed 2 days apart. On the second day, I'll talk to you about that one first. I witnessed a person who was fumbling with a screening of a patient who were entering our clinic. Now, fumbling because they were a registration clerk and they'd been carefully trained. We put them in classes. We did a lot of scripting, a lot of role play, but it had to be done fast, right? Because the pandemic was here and boom, we had to take care of things. We taught them how to use the temporal thermometer and to do it properly and practice on each other, and everyone did such a marvelous job. But on this day, I witnessed her fumbling. She was fumbling with the questions. She was fumbling with the masks. She didn't remember to tell people to use hand hygiene. And then when it came to the temporal thermometer, she just said loudly, I have never used one of these before. They don't teach us how to do anything. And now I'm supposed to do it on you people. You people, meaning that wonderful patient who was in front of her. Her body language was tense. She was not smiling. And listen, we know we had masks on, but you can still smile above the mask, and smiling is not new, right? So in her mounting anxiety and frustration, I witnessed the patient change. The more she fumbled, the more she complained about her lack of training, the more it impacted the patient. The patient entered tentative because it was pandemic. Then she changed to one of anxious, and then she changed to one of fear. Now, why would we do that to our patients? Because just the day before, I witnessed a similar thing. A registration clerk had to come out and screen a patient. And I heard her saying, we were all taught carefully how to do this. And this is my first time using the temporal thermometer. So I am going to ask one of the nurses to come out and watch me. I'm really sure I know how to do it, but I would feel better just having her watch me this first time. We want to make sure you're safe. And then she went on to say, it might take a couple minutes for the nurse to come because she's probably with a patient. So please forgive the wait. But really, I just want to make sure that you can trust us and that you're safe. So her unspoken message to the patient was, I've got this, even if I'm going to ask for help, you're going to be safe. And the nurse came out and did another managing up. She said, Kim, you did that just right. If I needed to have my temperature taken, I'd be so confident in the way that you did it. So now she gave this gift to the patient. You can trust us. She gave the gift to Kim. I trust you. And what a wonderful thing managing up is when it's not treated like a task, or it's not treated like a checklist. It's layered with compassion, and we transfer trust to our patients in that opportunity to do so. So I know what happened with the patients afterwards, because with each of those patients, I walked with them to their destination. On the first patient, I said, how did that feel? And she says, it was scary. I thought the hospital would have their act together. And I came into, obviously, no one had their act together. So I had an opportunity then to do some service recovery, right? On the second one, I said, how did that feel? And the patient said, it was great. She said, she told me that she wasn't so sure, but she got someone to watch her to make sure she was okay. And she walked me through the steps, each of the questions. I felt very confident. Now, neither of those employees were new to their work. They had many years of experience. Neither of them were new to patients in front of them. They both had the same training. They both had the same opportunity to try the equipment, to ask questions. One chose, however, to strip the trust from the patient by managing down, and to strip the trust from that patient when she was already frightened about COVID. Put our organization in a very precarious position. So every time you manage up, you're giving a gift. You're giving a gift to the patient. You're giving a gift to the person you're managing up, or to the company you're managing up, or to the government you're managing up in all these difficult times. You're also giving a gift to yourself, because when you manage up, you transfer trust and you feel so much better about the outcome. So I'm asking you, as a business case, this is the right thing to do. As a human case, why would we choose differently? So I'm telling you all to look for opportunities throughout your organization, throughout your day, to manage up each other, your equipment, your processes, your people, and you will have such a different approach to your work and such a different outcome. Jane.
Why, thank you, Miss Rita.
You're welcome.
That was lovely. I said when I posted this on Facebook yesterday, late yesterday, I said, you'll never look at managing up in the same way. And you were absolutely right. All right. Thank you very much. Our call to action today is we're having a public webinar. It is called The Patient Experience, Novel Concept. And Rita and I are doing that on May 23rd. So check your inbox. You're going to be getting an email invite from us, and it's going to be amazing. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.